Hello, everyone, and welcome to Cherries Extra, the extra channel here at the Cherries and All Departments. Please do go and follow our main channel, which can be found on YouTube, UTC IAD AFCB. So there's a couple of subjects that I wanted to discuss today. The first subject is a positive one. And this is a very, very positive one. Now, of course, there's been a lot of rumours that have been bounded around. And one of those rumours, which was being bounded around, was that AFC Bournemouth had loaned David Brooks to Southampton to avoid a points deduction in accordance with PSR. Now, there was a lot of talk at the time that, and through a lot of media channels, we're talking Twitter, Facebook, the normal, that what was going to happen was that we was going to be investigated as have Nottingham Forest, has have Everton. Now it's Leicester's turn. The good thing is it looks like that um, those rumours were complete and utter
Bullshit.
There you go. Carl Pilkington said it himself. Those rumours were complete and utter
Bullshit.
So, why do I say this? Well, the club have reported, and this is from the Daily Echo website, a profit of 44.5 million in annual accounts. Now, of course, there is only a certain amount, and I will get an expert on to discuss this, that you can lose over a 3-year period. Now, we recorded a total profit of 44.5 million in the club's 2022-23 annual accounts, with a year end of June the 30th. Um, of course, this is very much different to the 55.5 million that we lost the previous 12 months. So I guess it does kind of balance things out, but it shows that the club is being run sensibly, and it does make perfect sense, to be honest, because of course the club were promoted to the Premier League, and therefore there is a lot of that, but also what you do have to take into account is that Bill Foley took over the club during this time. There has also been a number of shareholder loans which have been written off, and the club recorded an operating profit of 52.1 million, and a gain of 71.4 million upon the write-off of those shareholder loans. So this was really good. Do keep in mind that a large amount of money was committed for Camford Magna. So again, very, very promising. Of course, there was a lot of money spent on transfers, 130 million, which is the highest it's ever been, on transfers out to other teams, for their players. But of course, it does leave up to a point. So players like Justin Clivert, and anybody signed like Alex Scott will not be included in this figure. They'll be included in next year's figure. This is including the likes of Tavernier, Senesi, Semenyo, Watara, Zabanier, so those sort of players. So it's very, very good. The club is being really well ran, and for anybody, I know that Neil Blake and Richard Hughes has come under quite some criticism. I think Richard Hughes has done a fantastic job. That's why Liverpool are taking him on, on board as their new sporting director. Neil Blake has run this club very frugally. He's worked it out very sensibly for so many years. And I think, nobody can begrudge him the amount. I know that some people on the forums and things like that do, moan about the amount that he does get paid. I've got to say he's worth every penny, really. You could be a club which, are being ran into the ground by an owner that is a bit of a basket case, which is, of course, everybody knows my background, born and bred in Reading, of course, still follow the Royals as well. That's a club that's being ran like an absolute basket case, but Bournemouth aren't, and it's something that we should be very, very proud of. What is going to happen next? I think Camford Magna will get built. I think we'll look at the stadium. I think we'll also look at a Category One academy, which I think is a priority moving forwards, and that is something I will touch upon as well, because I believe that a Category One academy, I'll spit my words out in a moment, does cost a substantial amount each year. As you can imagine, what you need coaching staff to actually manage these young players. You need the very best. You need these players to be looked after. It's not just a case of finding a couple of players off a off a park. It's a lot more than that. So I think that the club is being run very, very well. And I think that is probably going to be on the agenda to actually start making our own, or bringing through our own players, being able to track the top talent, to play for this football club, and be able to sell those players on at a profit. Because do remember, those players, once they come through the academy, they are all profit apart from the running costs of the academy. So you've got to make sure the academy pays for itself. But if you say that one of those players does become very, very good, goes for a substantial fee, that might pay for the rest of the academy, and you could still have a lot of good quality players there as well. So that's very, very promising with regards to the finances. Like I say, we'll bring it up. We'll discuss PSR and things like that at a later point. Um, not so not so positive news though. As you can imagine, I have been a little bit quieter over the weekends, and I don't really want to go into this, but I'm sure a lot of people on this channel and on the main channel, and people that follow me on X, will have seen what is particularly worrying. It's particularly worrying stuff. Um, that somebody has gone to great lengths to, knock me for opinion, but knock me in a way where which is extreme, which is extreme. Um, Luckily, you know, the police are aware, and are taking it very, very seriously. This case, it's some things have gone on way too long. There have been a number of accounts that have been flooding around and bouncing around, and causing me a lot of bother. Not directly aimed at me sometimes, but people. It's a very, very good tactic where somebody uses an account, a fake account, to attack another. So they attack the innocent party that isn't aware of it. And the first they know of it is when they're getting hit back by somebody who has probably had it in for them for some time. So yeah, it's been very, very uncomfortable, being in that space over the past couple of days. But I'm going to continue doing this, and I hope people continue watching these shows, because it's a pleasure to do these shows. It shows a love for this football club, and you know, I'm not going to give that up. Um, but like I say, the best thing we can do is, not let these people win. Um, but I'm very proud of what I've achieved here, and I will continue to do so. Um, I'm not going to say the name of the person. I am aware of the name. In fact, it's somebody who is a famous journalist who actually made me aware of who it is, the other day. It's and before people start speculating, it's nobody to do with this football club, um, as well. But it's, yeah, a very, very disturbing, very worrying, very. It's just not nice at all. Not nice at all. But I will continue to do what I'm doing. I continue, like I say, I have opinions. They don't not necessarily always right. I'm not necessarily always clued up. I'm not necessarily always the most articulate person on this planet, but I'm passionate about what I do, and I'll continue to do it, and you know that's all there is to it. Um, but anyway, let's get off that. Let's celebrate what's good about this football club. Let's celebrate the 44.5 million. You know, bringing through some great players, like Alex Scott at the moment, and his progression. I'm sure that Richard Hughes will do us a favour and lend us some players as well from Liverpool. So yeah, um, all very positive stuff. um, I thank everybody for their support, who has been supportive over the past couple of days. And I'll say this: there's been a majority that have been supportive rather than people that have not been supportive. Um, that's nice. That's nice, and I thank those people. Um, whether or not I put those videos back up with regards to what they were and what they contained, for people to make their own mind up about how I've been treated over the past couple of days, is another thing. But yeah, um, I think just because I made a comment about Jesse Marsh doesn't give a right to be abusive. But hey, we'll carry on, stay strong, carry on, and we'll see you in the next show. Thank you so much.